All right, everybody, welcome to the Nerds of Combat page. We're going to review the Wonder Woman 84 movie. Give you guys my thoughts on it, kind of break it down a little bit, and discuss it with you guys and whatnot. Nigga. This movie was fucking bad. Like, garbage. This shit was bad, bro. I can't even begin. I don't know where to begin, but we're gonna start from the beginning, okay? So, right out the gate, it was a shit show. It was a shit show, and you could tell that the writing was just, they didn't know what the fuck they were writing. Every character in this movie, even if it was just somebody that was in there for like 10 seconds, made a fucking bad decision. It was just a bad decision after bad decision after bad decision. Just the robbers starting off from the get-go, walking into a jewelry store that has ancient artifacts and shit that belongs in the museum, just sitting in the back room. So that's not the worst part about the mall scene. It's when the guy took the little girl for hostage and Wonder Woman didn't even show up yet. This nigga hung the little girl over the ledge of the fucking mall. Now you ain't got nowhere to go, my nigga. Like when that scene happened right there, I was already know, okay, this is about to be some shit ass writing right now. That don't even make no fucking sense. You had a bad chance of walking out with the gun to the girl head. Like, Jesus. It was, yeah, Jimmy, it's a fucking mess. And Halle Berry, man, I will watch Halle Berry Catwoman before I watch this movie again. I literally, so my Christmas was great, with the lady and everything like that. I got to talk to my daughter and all that good stuff. Christmas was great, but then when we watched that movie, Christmas got fucking ruined. That's what this movie did. This movie ruined my fucking Christmas. All right, and I'm already not a Christmas person. Now, moving on. So the one thing I will give the film, okay. The one thing I will give the film is the cinematography is good. When they zoom in on certain aspects, when the camera angles, that was pretty good. Okay, the cinematography was pretty good, but the CGI was bad. Like, it literally looked like it was an 80s movie, and I don't want to hear it. We're like, well, it is Wonder Woman 84. Maybe they were going for the 80s vibe. No, they weren't going for no fucking 80s vibe, because this was the same shit we did in the first one. It's like the wire work is bad. The CGI is bad. The acting is bad. Don't even get me started on Gal Gadot. Horrible actress. Like, Jesus. This is how bad of an actress she is. She is so bad of an actress for this particular film that they changed the entire culture of the Amazonians by giving them these Israeli accents just to accommodate the fact that Gal Gadot, as an actress, a professional actress at that, has trouble using, just for the sake of the right, we're going to say American accent. Because we all know that the Amazonians don't have these exotic accents and whatnot. If anything, it would be more Greek, if anything. But in the first Wonder Woman movie, they didn't have these accents. All right, they didn't have this culture. These Amazonians did not have these crazy accents or nothing like that. But because Gal Gadot was having the trouble doing again, for the sake of argument, we're gonna say American accent. She was having a hard time in the first movie doing an American accent, because you could tell in the movie that she was in her dialogues. She sometimes that Israeli accent would come out in the middle of her trying to do an American accent, and she tried to do it again in this movie, but it was so bad, like she just can't do it, and they had to accommodate her for that by changing the entire culture of the Amazonian women, the Amazonian civilization. Like, they had to change the entire thing just to fit around her. It's fucking bad. Oh yeah, Trey, don't even get me started on this lasso. So I'm still confused, even after seeing at the end of the movie of her flying, I'm still confused if she can actually fucking fly or not. When she uses this lasso to, starts riding the lightning and everything, I was like, okay, cool concept, whatever. Then she's grabbing clouds and shit. I was like, I don't know how you're grabbing clouds with a lasso, but okay, that's fine, whatever. So then she starts doing this whole Superman thing, and flying. We know Wonder Woman can fly. We know that. That's not the issue. My issue is if she's supposed to be flying, but she can't change direction without using the fucking lasso. I was like, okay, I'm confused. So is she flying or is she just jumping really, really far and high or whatever like that? Like, I don't get what the fuck it is, because if you can fly, what's the point of you using the lasso to change directions? But they kind of rectified it. I think they rectified that at the end when she's flying through the sky and stuff like that. She didn't change direction, but she kind of like, soars kind of thing. So I don't know. Like, it's just the whole movie was just bad decisions. Then you got the way they did Maxwell Lord. He's just some glorified genie, I guess you could say. Like, I don't know. Like, it was, the movie was just everywhere. Yeah, exactly. Like, which one is it? Can she fly? Is she's fucking Spider-Woman? What is she like? Her grabbing clouds was when your sense of disbelief was questioned, bro. like it was so much stuff in this movie that had me questioning it. Like, Jamie fucking Lannister was horrible. Oh my god, we're not even going. Oh my god, Jamie Lannister was horrible. He said they made him Donald Trump. It's funny because like I was like we was watching, we was like, oh shit, that's Pedro Pascal. That's the guy who plays Mando for Mandalorian. That looks like him. And it's like, the casting itself was weird because like we was like, okay, so I thought it was just some white dude at first, like some Donald Trump dude, and it's like, oh, okay, so he's Latino, all right, but then he's got this his Asian son. So we got this white man that's a Latino that has an Asian son, just running around the movie. Like, I'm like, what is going on here? It's like, this movie was pretty much, they just had an idea. Like, they just pulled shit out of a hat and was like, okay, write that in. What's the next scene? Write that in. What's the next scene? Ball this shit up. Pull this out the hat. Okay, we'll put this in the scene. Like, what? This movie was fucking bad. The CGI, yeah, Cheetah was ass too. Like, my nigga. Like, so now we don't have Cheetah anymore? Like, a mainstay in the Wonder Woman, just history of Wonder Woman, the franchise of Wonder Woman. Now we don't have Cheetah anymore? So, it's like, she renounces her wish, so now she's no longer Cheetah. And she's just normal ass, whatever her name was again. I forget what her character. Sorry about that, guys. I'm gonna chew this nigga out later, because he's in the stream. I don't know why he would do that. Sorry, hold on. Let's get everybody back up in here. One of the viewers thought it was funny to call me on Facebook while I'm doing this fucking video. Not gonna say who, but don't do that shit no more. That shit just irritated me. This movie is already irritating me. Now that shit just irritated me. Ask your question in the comments, man. I need to fucking block that shit. Anyway. My lack of tough skin art has angered them. Get the fuck up out of here. I just put something out, so shut the fuck up. Anyway, so back to it. Where did I leave off at? Yeah, we don't have Cheetah anymore. Like, how you take out the mainstay, her main villain outside of Cersei, like Cersei. Happy holidays, man. Hope you had a good Christmas, man. Hope you didn't watch Wonder Woman. But so it doesn't make sense to where now you have it to where this particular mainstay character, this villain, is no longer in the movie because she renounced her wish from this fucking overhyped ass genie. Like, I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. DC just needs to give up and focus on animation. Like, and then you want to make us feel better for watching the movie by giving us Linda Carter, as the original Wonder Woman lady, like the original woman, the woman who played Wonder Woman back in the day on TV show. And then this goes back to my point about you change the entire Amazonian culture to have accents to accommodate Gal Gadot's bad acting skills. But then you bring in Linda Carter and sit there and says, yeah, it's from the people of my culture. In this regular ass American accents. Where the fuck? So do they have accents or not? Like who? What the fuck is going on? Like, do you really have to? This is hurting my. This is. I think I'm having a fucking stroke right now. I think I'm having a fucking stroke because of this goddamn movie. Like, it doesn't make any sense. My fucking phone falling and shit. Jesus Christ. Let's fix this real quick. My bad, y'all. There we go. That's a little bit better, I think. But, nigga, Carter, the only Wonder Woman I always loved from the get-go. This was bad. And I don't know if this is leading to another Wonder Woman. They need to stop. They need to stop altogether. All to fucking together. Don't do this shit no more. No more. None. Nada. And this this fucking movie should this should give you a heads up of what we're about to get in this fucking Snyder cut. This is because he had a hand in this. He had a hand in this. This is not. I don't want it. Don't want it. No more. No more. Don't want it. This shit is. I don't understand how. Do they not review this movie before they put it out? Like, does editorial, when they go through and edit this movie, no one has any, like, thing to say to sit there and be like, okay, I don't know, this doesn't make sense. Should I cut this like this? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and cut it. Like, that's fine. I know it doesn't make sense, but just leave it in. They're going to pay for it anyway. All right. And then just leave it in the fucking film. Like, it doesn't. I don't get it. Yeah, exactly, Lewis. They have yet to produce a movie to stand up to the standards of Man of Steel. In the DCU, okay? In those long line of shitty connected universe movies. We know they did a good with Dark Knight Begins and Dark Knight Rises, that stuff like that. We get that. Batman 89, we get it. Those are good. Those DC movies are good, but they're not in the DCU, which is sad. But with this multiversal thing that's supposed to happen, they're supposed to be inside, like Michael Keaton and all that stuff, like back in here as Batman. So I guess they're connecting it as a whole multiversal thing, whatever it is, but. I am glad that I had HBO Max already. And you didn't have to pay $30 just to watch that fucking movie. If you went to the theaters, listen here, if you went to the theaters to see that movie, I want you, look. If you went to the theaters to see that movie, you should probably choke yourself. Not to sleep. To permanent death. That's what you should do. You know how Cyberpunk had to give everybody refunds? WB needs to give everybody fucking refunds for this movie if they went to the movies and paid for this shit. I want a free month of HBO Max just for watching 2 hours and 30 minutes of garbage. That is how bad this movie is. Is it the movie blew his eye? Like it's. Like, just when I thought, I honestly did not think this has to be the worst DC movie. This has to be. It has to be. And I did not like Batman vs Superman. Like, they're all bad, but this is bad. This is really bad. Just the wire work, the CGI, everything was just off. Even when there was this in the scene where they were running down the street in the I forgot which country they're in, but they were in the Middle East. When she was running down the street and all those Humvees and tankers was kind of riding with her, and you see how she was like running like this, like it was like a side view, and she was just kind of like floating there. I was like, what is going on? This shit is bad. Is it, he said BOP is still worse. Which one is BOP? Which one is BOP? I forget. Yeah, the slow-mo run was fucking, oh my God. I'm sensing you hate Wonder Woman 84. I more than hate Wonder Woman's like 84. And like, you know, but here's the thing. The movie was horrible. It was garbage. It was trash. It was debris. It was rubble in the streets. But I enjoyed it. The only reason why I enjoyed the movie was because when I'm watching it with my woman, we are ripping the movie apart. We are talking about how bad it is. So I enjoyed the movie because I was able to sit there and destroy it with someone else. And she's not a negative person. She gives everything the benefit of a doubt. She's super positive. All this good stuff. If you can get her to say that this movie is shit, she don't even cuss. She's like, this movie is bad. This movie shit. Then you got a problem. Birds of Prey. Yeah, Birds of Prey. No, this is worse than Birds of Prey. This is worse than Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey was bad. Don't get me wrong. But this is worse. This has to be worse than Birds of Prey. Like, then you introduce this fucking armor, right? You introduce this fucking, which is, I like the armor. The armor looked great. The armor looked amazing. I thought it was beautiful and everything like that. But you give this whole backstory about this unbreakable armor that, you know, the Amazonians used and to fend off a whole army of enemies. This unbreakable armor. And then as soon as you show up to put that bitch on, which I still don't understand how she got the time to go and put this armor on and then go to the fucking military base and all this bullshit. We're not going to get to that because we already know that the writing in this movie is a hot fucking mess. But you put on this unbreakable armor, and as soon as you show up to the scene, Cheetah shreds that shit apart. Like, she just rips this shit like fucking cardboard. Like, it doesn't even make... This movie is very counterproductive. I just don't get it. I need supplement vitamins just to sit here and watch this movie. Like, it's ridiculous. Definitely worse than Birds of Prey. Yes, Lorenzo, I agree with you. He said that bitch breaks. Exactly. Like, this shit just fucking fell apart. Like, you hyped up this armor just to have it torn apart. Like all it did was remind me of Iron Man in the comics. Like, you know, he hypes up his armors and 9 times out of 10, whatever armor he hypes up gets fucking shredded. But never once does he say, like, it's supposed to be, like, unbreakable and all this bullshit and everything like they did to us in this Wonder Woman movie. So, Iron Man, you understand. It's just an iron suit. But there's no, like, in-depth explanation of this shit being unbreakable. But you sit here and give us this fucking, this legendary tale of how amazing this armor is just to get it fucking shredded by somebody that couldn't even put a hand on you really in combat. It is ridiculous. The Cheetah CGI was fucking horrible, and the thing is, I like Kristen Wiig. But she must have needed to check pretty fucking bad to do this movie. Like, there's no way that these motherfuckers read this script and decided to do this movie knowing the history of these DC movies. Like, there's no fucking way. So about the swinging from lightning, it's not, Mike, it's not just swinging from lightning. It's swinging from fucking clouds too. Like, she was grabbing clouds and swinging, and that's a long fucking lasso. I've never seen Wonder Woman's lasso like stretch, my nigga. This shit stretched all the way across a city. It was ridiculous. She just snatched herself up and just swing fly? I don't know what it is. She was the last Ghostbuster. I mean, God. Oh, I still like Kristen Wiig though. I know she was in that horrible all woman Ghostbuster movie, but you know what? Now that you say that, Jared, maybe she just likes doing bad movies. You know, she just need to check. Who knows? But the fact that, oh my god, it's just, what else was such a bad thing in this movie? I already covered the white Latino that has an Asian son. I already covered that. Fucking Maxwell Lord. I don't understand. He's okay. Lorenzo says, I don't understand, bro. How did this script get through? Warner Brothers needs to do more layoffs, my nigga. Maybe that's why the script was so bad, because they did so many layoffs and they just had like, I don't know, the fucking custodian finish the script. I don't know, nigga. Like, this shit is bad. So it's official. No invisible jet. No, there was an invisible jet. She, apparently her father, which she, do we really not get into the fact of how she knows her dad? Her father made an invisibility trick that she learned, and she used it on the jet that they were flying. Was it her invisible jet? No. Her and, Steve Trevor became criminals and stole a military grade jet. Just stole it. Flew away with it and turned it invisible so that nobody could find their asses. That's how we got the invisible jet. What's wrong with these niggas? I don't get it. Jesus Christ. This movie is, I don't understand. And then, so I couldn't even finish the fucking movie last night. I had to watch the last 30 minutes. Just a few minutes before I went live, I finished the last 30 minutes of the movie. I was actually about to get to that, Lorenzo. He said, nah, nigga, they needed to film that last year. Can't blame the pandemic. The first trailer came out last Christmas. But speaking of Christmas, it turned into a Christmas movie at the end. Like, what the hell's going on? So, how long has it been since all this shit happened? Was this a week later? Was this a whole year later? You got snow and Christmas shit everywhere. And they're like, what is going on? It's like they can't decide on a fucking scenery. The story, Mike Raven says the storyline. Do I still got this thing on? Oh, I do. Got this tag on. My Power Ranger shirt. Yeah, y'all like my Power Ranger shirt right here? Yeah. Anyway, he said, well, the storyline was okay, but I see what you mean. It was very bizarre in some places. In some places, man, that shit was bizarre. Inside, outside, around the motherfucker, in space, in another dimension. No matter where you look at it from, what window you open, what asshole you shit out of, it's bad. It's bad. After credit scene triggered me because what was all that about? Exactly. There's no point in the what was the fucking point of bringing the original Wonder Woman here? Just to give us fan service, because you've seen, I don't know, maybe Star Wars and Marvel is doing little homages to people. It's not to people, to fans. So they're doing little bits of fan service. So you want to do fan service all of a sudden? I bring us back this. Don't get me wrong, no disrespect to Linda Carter and everything like that. She's amazing. But what was the point of bringing her old ass in here? What was the point? What was the point? We didn't need that fan service. If you were going to do that, you should have did that in the first movie. You should have did that in the first movie instead of doing it in this one to make it seem like, I know what it was. I think they knew that this movie was really fucking bad. Which is why the tone changed at the very end, where it got all Christmassy and shit, and then that whole scene with Linda Carter popping in. I think they realized the entire movie was fucking bad, and they didn't want to do reshoots, and they didn't want to rewrite it, they didn't want to fucking postpone the movie or nothing like that. It was really fucking bad, and they was like, you know what? Let's just film something real quick. Listen, hey, call Linda. She ain't doing nothing. Let's just do a little thing with her real quick and throw it at the end. Let's just do that. Did that shit at the last minute. Just to make us be like, you know what? This movie's fucking horrible. This movie's bad. And then at the end of it, we get that Linda Carter shit, and then we're like, huh, that movie wasn't that bad. Because you want to throw a little bit of sugar in our shit sandwich. No. It's not going through, nigga. It's not going to happen. I watched The Last Jedi before this shit. Oh wow! So Lorenzo is a big Star Wars guy. So like for him to say that he would rather watch The Last Jedi than than this Wonder Woman movie lets you know that shit is bad. Cause Last Jedi, I was okay with Last Jedi a little bit. I mean, it was tolerable for me. Was it amazing? No, but hey, but it was definitely better than fucking Wonder Woman 84. I'll tell you that right now. Jimmy says Linda Carter should have been one of Amazons in the first movie. Hell, she should have been Diana's mother. See, that would have been great to do. That would have been a good thing to do. But the problem with that was I don't know if you was here earlier in the stream, in the part 1 of the stream that I did, the live video I did. That was another thing that I had a problem with the movie. So Amazonians, we know, do not have these exotic accents from everything that's been depicted from us. If anything, if you wanted to give them accent, it would be like along the Greek lines of like Greeks, like Greek accents or something like that. That would be like the most you can do. In the first movie, they didn't have these crazy accents, these exotic accents and stuff like that. And Gal Gadot was having a problem doing it. Just for the sake of the argument, we're gonna say American accent. She had a problem to switch, like acting with an American accent to do so. When she would do her dialogue, she would switch back and forth between that and her little Israeli accent, stuff like that, because that's how horrible of an actress she is. So, they went ahead and accommodated her for this movie and changed the entire Amazonian culture to Israelis. All have Israeli accents. The first chick that was there, like it was kind of damn near Russian almost, but the rest of them was kind of Israeli. But then you bring in Linda Carter with this American ass accent and say it's her culture. What culture is it, my nigga? What is going on? He said, I love how Patty Jenkins is like F continuity because she started The Fly. Okay, so this is what Mike Raven's saying. Okay, he said, I love how Patty Jenkins is like F continuity because she started The Fly, and she tried to get some more notice and originality. Only the only superhero that was out was Superman, and she didn't even fly until after Batman versus Superman. Like the whole fly, it's like she can fly, but she can't steer without her lasso. Like she gotta use the lasso to change directions. What is? Oh my god! It's just this movie is fucking everywhere. This movie's everywhere. It doesn't make any fucking sense. I know I keep this unprofessional as hell that this shit keeps rotating around and everything like that. My bad, y'all. Because like I usually have a more stable setup when I do my recordings, but this was a spur of the moment live, so I'm not really up to par with everything right now, but just bear with me. We're just having a good discussion here. Anybody else that is watching this stream that's happened to be in different groups or anything like that, if this was shared to other groups, if you're commenting and I don't see your comments, it's because you have to be in the original source video for me to see your comment. If you're commenting on another page, I'm not going to see it. What was the point of the flashback at the beginning? Like, I didn't even tie in. So, the point of the flashback, okay, there was no point in the flashback. There's no point in the flashback. Maybe it was just their way of reiterating, reestablishing the Amazonian culture of making us, like, think that they're, Israeli and everything like that, because they got to accommodate for a horrible actress who can't do a regular fucking accent. But, whatever. Because we kind of already got most of that in the first movie. So I don't understand. So if this is so horrid, are we worried about Black Widow? No, we're not worried about Black Widow. Good goddamn well we're not worried about Black Widow. Like, Marvel is not gonna let that happen. And I don't want to hear no bullshit. Well, it did bad because it was a woman. It was a woman movie. It was basically just a woman superhero, and they don't get the exposure and the marketing. They've been marketing this fucking movie for 2 years. 2 years. They started marketing this movie before the first one went out of theaters. So I want to hear that shit. No, they gave this shit some crazy ass marketing. All right? They spent money on this film. Well, not money on the film itself, but money advertising the film. Because if they spent money on the film, we'll have better CGI than we already had. Anyway, let me. Whew, God, this got me hot. This movie was bad. I wasted time. I wasted 2 hours of my time yesterday, and then 30 minutes of my time today watching this fucking movie. He said no films that came out this year have done well, from what I've seen. So in theaters, they have not done well. All right, so. Jared, like, there's a couple movies that didn't do well in theaters because for obvious reasons, you know, people aren't going out spending money or lockdown and stuff like that. So, but there have been good movies released this year. Tenet, amazing movie. We're actually gonna go watch Soul. I heard nothing but good things about Soul, the Pixar movie with Jamie Foxx and the first black lead animated movie, whatever it is. But I'm hearing that's good, so we're gonna figure it out. Like, there's been a couple movies that came out this year and TV shows that have been great, but they didn't make good money from it because, you know, people aren't going to aren't going to theaters and stuff like that. Yeah, I heard Soul was fire. I didn't watch it just yet. We're gonna watch it today before I go to work. But like, I've been hearing nothing good but good things about Soul. If you want to watch something good, watch Sweet Home. Sweet Home? I've never actually heard of that, Jimmy. I'm gonna have to take a look at that. But let's try to stay on Wonder Woman topic. Let's not get too far real quick, because this is a Wonder Woman video, and once this is done, I'm gonna chop this shit up and put it on, you know, on the Nerds of Combat YouTube and everything like that, and it's gonna have all you guys' comments and stuff in it. 2 years, bro. He said they had to know it was shitty. Like, I swear, it's just like, it was like this had to be a life decision for them on whether to put this in like, just to put it on the screen in general for us to watch. Like, I would rather watch somebody from YouTube make a Wonder Woman film. I would rather watch somebody from YouTube make a Wonderful Woman film, put it on YouTube, and just watch that bitch. Like, I would do that. And this may sound fucked up or whatnot, or like, maybe I'm just being, you know, an asshole or something like that, but like, I've seen better writing, directing from YouTubers than I've seen from these DC, like some of these DC films. I'm not gonna say all the DC films, but some of them, especially this Wonder Woman. This Wonder Woman movie is fucking bad. I know when this video goes up on YouTube, they're gonna flag my shit. They're gonna flag my shit. What you need to do is go ahead and flag you down some riders on a runway. Just be like, hey, flag them niggas down. Be like, hey, you need some help. Like, because y'all is not, bro, y'all are not, you just not doing it. Let me see. Let me check out some of these other comments real quick. My bad. What up, John? Thanks for tuning in. Movie was so anti-cinematic. Like, that shit was, oh my God. Like, again, I'm gonna say this again. The only thing I will give this movie is the cinematography. The cinematography was good at, you know, at a lot of good points and stuff like that. Zooming in on the shoes, you know, establishing like these people have like fashion sense and everything like that. The angles, they had good cinematography, but the CGI was bad. The writing was bad. The dialogue was bad. The acting was bad. Everything, the choices that every character made was bad. You got this little, in the beginning, you got this little ass black girl seeing all this shit go off. It's like gunshots and shit go off in the mall and everything. Just all this crazy shit going on. And she just walks out. Wow! Where your motherfucking mama at? Like, not like what? And then she like slings her. One woman slings this little kid across the fucking mall. just slings her across the mall, and then she just slides into a teddy bear. Like, this is a bad movie. And then, what was the point of Wonder Woman throwing her tiara to destroy all the cameras? What was the point of all that? When everyone already fucking knows who and what she is. She doesn't wear a mask. She's out and open with what she does. She's been around for a long fucking time. She's been covered in multiple stories. They even say it goes to a point to where, like, after the whole mall incident, the reporter is saying, like, yeah, this woman, like, we still don't have an actual name for her, but yeah, she's been around for a long time. She's been cited multiple times. So they know who the fuck she is, but she still got to destroy cameras for what? Like, what was the point of putting that in the movie? What were you trying to emphasize on? Like, is she camera shy? Like, I don't fucking get it. Live on drive tonight with Static. You said on your way to work. Ah, man. Life's decisions. Warner Brothers, bro, trying to get sold to Jesus. He says, so y'all saying y'all don't watch the movie since it compares nearly to Cyberpunk? So, they should do what Cyberpunk did. Give everybody their fucking money back. That anybody that went to the theaters to see this movie should get their fucking money back. Or the theater should just let them see a free movie. It's just that simple. This movie is really fucking bad. This is probably going to be one of the worst movies. It's going to be one of the worst movies of all time. But it's definitely going to be the worst comic book movie of all time. It's going to be the worst comic book movie of all time. And well, at least until DC does another movie. Until DC does another movie, it's going to be the worst Wonder Woman movie of all time. It's going to be the worst comic book movie of all time. It is. There's nothing you get around with it. It's fucking bad. It's really fucking bad. Adrian, that's what I got out of this. But Cyberpunk can be fixed. Yeah, it's too late for Wonder Woman. Like, the only way it is Wonder Woman 84 is going to be 6 is if HBO Max happens to do I don't know, a series maybe with Gal Gadot. I say, me personally, I say kill her off and just get a different actress and do Nubia. I don't know why I say Nubius. Nubia or something like that. I would. You can kill her off and then have Linda Carter step in for all I care and be like, yeah, I'm gonna step back onto the mantle of Wonder Woman until we find someone suitable. Like, do something, because no, it's not working. We cried for this when they first announced that she was playing Wonder Woman. What was it, like almost damn near 10 years ago, almost? When right after Man of Steel, they announced like Batman, Superman, and then the whole Wonder Woman shit and everything like that. They told us who the cast was. Like, the majority of the cast for just the DCU in general was horrible casting, and fans, and not just fans, but other writers, other actors and stuff like that even said like, I don't know, that might not be a good choice. But you did it anyway, because you wanted no-name actors so that you could save as much money as possible. You cut corners. WB, you cut corners. Zack Snyder, you cut corners on every one of these fucking movies. The only movie you did not cut corners on was Man of Steel. Man of Steel to this day, and I personally think so. I know a lot of y'all not going to agree with me, but Man of Steel is the best comic book movie. Period. Not just in the DCUO. Like, even better than all the Marvel movies. Man of Steel is the best comic book movie. Then you got, all the other Marvel movies. There's no... I don't know what happened after the success of Man of Steel. And Man of Steel already had low expectations to begin with, because every Superman movie was bad prior. Every Superman movie was bad. Even though I did enjoy Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor. But anyway, when Man of Steel hit the scene and how amazing it did, I don't see... You had the formula. You had it. And you poured that shit down the drain. I don't fucking get it. Wonder Woman is basically fucking Superman. And you still you could have wrote the same goddamn script for Wonder Woman as you did for Superman. You did the same shit that you did for Superman. And the movie would have done amazing, and nobody would have been able to tell the difference. Because it's just Wonder Woman. Like, nigga, have me right. And I can't even spell. Oh, Jesus. Sorry that they played Cheetah. That comedian chick was decent about it. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't fucking know, man. She destroyed the camera because she felt Batman BS through her Amazonian bones. Batman spying on her and shit, getting the. He said, yeah, exactly. And a lot of people saw her. It's just. He said, your headband must be tight if you think well, it is up there, my lord. Hell yeah. Man of Steel is up there. Man of Steel is and I will stand by that. Man of Steel is in my opinion, it's the best comic book movie. But if you want to take away my opinion, it's one of the best. It's definitely top 5. Like, there's no way in hell Man of Steel is not top 5 comic book movies. There's no way in hell. But for me personally, it's number 1. He said Jared just Man is Steel better than anything with Wolverine in it. Wolverine didn't have no good movies. I mean, Logan was alright, but Wolverine had no good movies. We're not even gonna talk about the one with fucking Ryan Reynolds and shit. Jesus. Anyway, that was a Zack Snyder film. What happened to Zack Snyder after that film? Exactly. Like, I don't get it. Like, all these films had Zack Snyder in it with the exception of Batman versus... No, Justice League. Justice League was the one where Zack Snyder left. But even then, before, the movies were just getting worse and worse and worse. And the casting was already bad for the movies and stuff like that. So, like, the only good person you had for these movies, like, in these DC movies, was Henry Cavill. And the thing with Henry Cavill was he did Immortals, yeah, but he was basically a nobody, and everyone was worried about that choice as well, like as well as Gal Gadot for Wonder Woman for obvious physical appearance reasons, and the fact that she can barely speak fucking English and everything like that. Like, it's and then you got Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. Like, you had all these crazy decisions, and like I will admit Henry Cavill was part of those crazy decisions where people was like, oh man, but Henry Cavill took the time and dedication to get Superman ready. The dude worked on his dialogue for Superman. He studied up on Superman, how the guy carries himself and everything like that. Not only did he do that, he hit the gym hard as hell to get in Superman shape, because he already knew people was gonna be like, yeah, Superman don't look like that. Like, Superman, big chest and everything. He worked on getting a huge fucking chest and everything. Yes, and also he was in Hellraiser, Hellworld. Yeah, that's correct, Jimmy. So, like, Henry Cavill did the work he needed to do to become Superman, and he is indeed Superman. Gal Gadot didn't do that. That motherfucker did not even even try practicing her accent or anything, like a regular accent or nothing like that. She barely did anything to get in shape for Wonder Woman. Like, it was bad. Same thing with Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck was a bad choice of Batman. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Ben Affleck was a bad choice of Batman. No. Who had the fatter ass, Wonder Woman or Captain Marvel? I don't know. I don't know, man. This movie made Captain Marvel enjoyable. Like, I would be okay. Brie Larson doesn't seem that bad of a person anymore because of this movie. Because of this Wonder Woman movie, Brie Larson does not seem that bad of a person anymore. It just doesn't. But I think that's gonna be it for me. So at the end of the day, we're gonna close it out with this, guys. Wonder Woman 84. CGI is bad, acting bad. The fights bad, the writing bad, dialogue bad. Well, two things good about this movie. Costumes were great in this movie. The fashion sense in the movie, great. The cinematography, great. Overall, this film is a shit sandwich. All right, a shit sandwich with some sugar sprinkled on it, and the sugar being Linda Carter at the end of the movie for the credits. That's it. As an overall, I personally give this movie a 4 out of 10, and that's still being fucking generous. Like, this was a waste. I think this movie wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't 2 hours and 30 fucking minutes. You could have just made it an hour and 30 minutes, and I would not be writing it like this bad. I would not be this harsh on it. But you try to make a fucking Endgame movie of nothing but complete shit. And terrible writing, terrible acting, terrible dialogue, terrible everything. You did that. You. You, Zack Snyder. You, WB. You did that. Don't do it no more. You need to stop it. Don't do that shit. Michael Raven says 6.5 out of 10 for mostly enjoyable for me personally, but I see what you mean. Goddamn. Can't, bro, why you got us screaming in my ear? I'm sorry, man. That shit had me. It was a waste of time. 2 hours and 30 minutes of what? 2 hours and 30 minutes of an entire movie full of contradictions to itself. Can this bitch fly? Or can she swing? Well, she can fly, but she still needs her lasso to change directions. Okay. You can grant wishes, right? You can grant wishes, right? So yeah, but only one wish. But Barbara got 2 wishes. Like what? I don't understand. Like, it's just full of, the movie is just full of contradictions. It's and like, if he renounced his wish, shouldn't he have died? Because he. Oh, one more thing before I go. Okay, so Steve Trevor coming back. This is my thing. So he comes back in another nigga body. All right, he comes back in another nigga body, and only she can see him as Steve Trevor, but he's walking around as this other nigga anyway. So you mean to tell me that this random nigga that was at this fucking party that you was having with all these rich people and everything like that has no family, has no friends, like doesn't work for a company or anything like that? He's just some random dude that nobody knows. No one's asking where he's at. No one asking who he is. Like, Steve Trevor possessed this nigga. And Wonder Woman was the only one that could see him. He even looked in the mirror and he had this nigga's body. So, who is this nigga? Who is he? Who? You telling me he has nobody? Nobody cares about him. He wasn't married or nothing. Like, he ain't had no. And then you show him at the end of the movie popping up, talking like he's got this whole life going on and everything like that. Because like people make fun of him because of the way he dressed and everything like that. So people know who he is. he obviously at the end of it, you solidify that he has friends and family because his friends and family make fun of him for the way he dressed. Like, you mean to tell me no one saw this nigga running around with Wonder Woman? Bad movie. I changed my mind. It's not a 4 out of 10. It's a 3 out of 10. That Trevor was the new dead man. If they have said that, party, Jimmy, if they had said that, I would have been okay with that. But they didn't. See, look, Jimmy's a better writer. Like, get this nigga Jimmy on y'all's fucking writing team for y'all next Wonder Woman movie. That, like, what? Not even just Wonder Woman. Next DC movie. How about that? Get everybody in this chat. Everybody in this chat write one fucking scene. Write one scene for, let's say, fuck it, a Wonder Woman movie. Everybody here write one scene for a Wonder Woman movie. Put it in the, post it in the group. I'll put all that shit together. Put the pages together and send it in to WP. I bet you they buy that shit. Like, that's how bad it is. We can fucking do that better job than this shit. Anyway, this video is a lot longer than it should be, y'all. So I'm gonna get up out of here. I give this movie a 3 out of 10. Thank y'all for tuning in. This is Admin Static of the Nerds of Comment page with that terrible ass Wonder Woman 84 movie review. Don't waste your time. It's a shit sandwich. Go outside and play or something instead of watching this movie. All right. With that being said, y'all have a good one. And y'all, I'm out of here. Y'all have a good one. Out of here. Nerds of Combat. We good. Peace out, y'all.